have made the Chase. Now, while all those teams are focused on the first race of the Chase here at Loudon, a lot of attention is going to be focused on their fourth driver, Joey Logano. You remember back last weekend, he was set to make his debut in the Cup Series at Richmond, but because qualifying was rained out, he was in that 0-2 car. They didn't have any points. They were forced to go home. Today, he's behind the wheel of the 96. Why? Because if it does get rained out today and qualifying later on, he will be guaranteed in the field. Home Depot is his sponsor. Right now, it's all about getting Joey comfortable behind the wheel. And if you remember back to last weekend's practice, he was top 10 the entire practice. He got comfortable real quick.
And how about this 18-year-old phenom, Joey Logano, making a debut too. Tried to make a debut a week ago, and now he will come here this Sunday. Jamie.
Well, Doc, at the top of the show, I said the theme for Joey Logano was comfort. He's trying to get comfortable. Well, what they're telling me, he is not comfortable yet. They're 36 on the speed charts. They just didn't unload this car like they did in Richmond. This is indeed the same car that he was going to attempt the race last weekend with. And they only had one practice session then, and he was top 10 the entire time. So he's looking to get more comfortable. They've only focused on qualifying runs because they must qualify on time. So they hope to get some race runs in. But right now, Doc, it's all about trying to make the show.
Jamie, he thought this would be an easier place for his debut, although he didn't control the weather at Richmond because he had never been to Richmond before. Although he grew up in Middletown, Connecticut, this is sort of a home track for him, and he won both of the Camping World E-Series events here in 2007 on his way to that championship, and he knows this racetrack.
Yeah, he does, but it just shows what kind of a bear this place really is, because this is tough. I mean, not that Richmond's not a difficult racetrack, but you have banking that can help you get around there. You don't have that, and these cars are difficult to drive, and this young man's finding that out. And this would just be some of the learning curve he's going to have to go through.
Look at the lights on the dashboard. Looks like a video game.
That's what these young guys want now. They play video games all the time, so they want things to kind of emulate that. And it's amazing how the inside of these cars have changed with all the gauges and everything.
I wonder if he can check his email with that thing there. Trying to get maximum exposure, and is this car number 96? That's Joey Logano, the 18-year-old, making his NASCAR Sprint Cup debut. It was supposed to be at Richmond, but because of Tropical Storm Hannah, it was pushed back a week, and now he comes to what essentially is his home racetrack.
Yeah, exposure's not something that he's lacking, I don't think. It's track time that he's needing to get right here, and he's obviously trying to just get his feel with this race car, being on this racetrack for the first time in these type of race cars.
I'm sure if you could pick a racetrack to give a driver his first race on, it probably would not be this one, because a lot of guys say this is one of the toughest ones on the circuit.
You know, yeah, it's a tough racetrack, and then you throw yourself in the middle of the chase. I think that's the other thing. But he's a smart enough driver. He knows what he's here for. That's to get experience and be ready when he comes here next year.
And catching up with a guy who has won here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway twice in the Camping World East Series, making his Sprint Cup Series debut, Joey Logano. How's the car?
We're working on her still. We're getting a little bit better. We still need to find some speed out of it. I think initially the speed's not there, but I think as we keep going, get a few runs, the car's better on the long haul, I think. So we'll keep working with that with the old Home Depot Toyota.
What do you guys need to concentrate on in the next and final practice?
Well, we were still loose entry. In that last run, we seemed to fix that for the most part. And which helped me a little bit into the corner, but it tightened me up in the center, and I think I'm getting beat back to the gas. So I need to get the car pointed a little bit better before I get back to the gas, and I think there's some speed right there.
And Doc, this is certainly one of the most talked about rookie debuts in quite some time.
No doubt about it. Joey Logano from Middletown, Connecticut, his home track, coming here, as you mentioned, where he has won twice after being rained out at Richmond. A lot of expectations. Talk about pressure being in a chase. A lot of pressure on this 18-year-old who seems to be so well grounded, so composed for his age.
He's got to have to. He's have a big thing in front of him here, starting so far back in this field. And his car, like you said, it's not all that great at the beginning. But if he just sits out there and runs all the laps tomorrow and does what we've seen him do all year, really, in the Nationwide car, he's going to have a good finish. I think he'll have a good day.
Yeah, I think he can have a good day, and that's the most important thing, is try to get 300 laps under his belt tomorrow. He seems to have a really good feel and knowledge about his race car, and I think that's the most important thing for him. And we see he's already got the number 20 on the back there, doesn't he, on his uniform? So I guess he's going to use that one in testing next year.
He will drive for Gibbs again this year at Atlanta. He will drive 4 other events for the 96 team, including races at Martin. Martinsville in Texas. So getting a lot of experience, getting some valuable experience, and now having to step into the shoes of Tony Stewart in 2009.
Yeah, Mike, today 18-year-old Joey Logano will begin his Cup career. And while Logano is not a factor in the chase, that doesn't necessarily mean that he won't play a role. He's starting 40th in this race, and because of the length of the track, Logano could find himself surrounded by the Chase drivers looking to put him a lap down. Now, Joey Logano said the one goal coming into today's race is just to earn respect on the racetrack, and certainly the way he races those top 12 drivers, as well as everybody else on the track, will be the first test in his Cup debut.
See Joey Logano right up there just in front of Bill Elliott, and we talked about kind of his goal for the day was to kind of get the experience, kind of stay out of the way, and not be a factor in this Chase guy's quest to get a championship. Shannon?
Yeah, guys, I spoke with Joey Logano's crew chief this morning. He told me that they've really struggled in practice this weekend. He worked all the different lines on the racetrack, and it was just in an effort to get him comfortable in that car. Of course, you guys know laps is what this man really, really needs on this racetrack. And despite the fact that he's had so many laps in testing in this new car, there is nothing like real race experience, as you could probably attest to, Dale.
Yeah, you can go test and run all you want, and it obviously is on different tires too, but getting to the real thing and getting on these racetracks is a totally different scenario.
You know what makes it really tough? Is those other 42 that are so good.
Yeah,
when you get here, they're good.
Jeff Gordon mired back in heavy traffic as well as Bobby Labonte tries to follow Jeff by Joey Logano. That is 14th, 15th, and 16th. Logano, by the way, being shown a lap down in 40th position.
See, Kyle Busch pushing the cone. That's the commitment cone that he had to go down and avoid this crash, and he must have caught that cone right there in the front.
You got a construction cone on the front of your car or something.
At least he didn't miss the commitment call.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll get rid of it sooner or later.